We're live! Welcome to Clever American News. Recently, you may have heard that all the dinosaurs were wiped out in an asteroid shower. We thought this was the end of all, but recently, someone has found an egg and perhaps new dinosaurs. My live correspondent Wayne Lack has more. Wayne, what have you got for us?
Yes, thank you, James. Now, we're here in Central Australia, Ayers Rock. Don't know why the accent's picked up quite so quickly, but we found this really exciting egg. Huge advancement in the biology field. It's over there somewhere, I think. Yeah, definitely. This way. Do you want to follow me? Yeah, we'll follow me. You've got to be really careful in the bush here. I know this is grass, there's no bush here, but over there there's a bush. You've got to be careful. Now, somewhere over here. Well, where the hell is it? This is changing everything. This is pretty much chemistry. What's going on?
Oh, we appear to be having some technical difficulties. We'll have to get back and... Oh no, apparently it's sorted. Alright, Wayne.
Thank you, James. So we're here live in Central Australia. That's the same place as before. Silly me. Anyway, so we found the egg. Come on. Careful in the bush. Wild animals everywhere. There's a wild cameraman, a writer, producer. The egg is here. But rule 101 of bearings in Australia, you have to do a few extra things. So firstly, you find your bearing, much like I did before. So if we take a look over there. No, Jim. I'm the focus. I look over there. Can we not get a new cameraman? No? On to you, mate. So we look over there. And then you've got to take 360-degree spin. 2 pi radians, not 3 pi. 2 pi. Or 4 pi. Or 6 pi. Or 8 pi. Then you take a step back, and you sit on the bench. There's always a bench in the wild. There it is. A beautiful egg. Now, I've been allowed to handle it, but biologists have no idea what's inside it. It's got a tiny crack in it, and if you have a look at this crack, well, it doesn't look a lot like an egg, so don't do that. But there's a tiny crack in it. It goes out of date in 3 weeks. But anyway, this could be a giant ant, or a tiny mountain gorilla, or the next topic in A2 biology. Biologists are calling it the egg of the century. Oh. Anyway, so that's the egg. That's what Trev's on about. I'm going to get a new cameraman. Join you back at the studio.
Well, there you are. Isn't that groundbreaking news? And that starts the A2 biology course. It's Clever, I swear. We'll see you there. That's the rat first. Well done. So, right, these memos. There's no help at all about reactions of carboxylic acids. Just had enough time for this. Wayne, how did you beat me here? How did you do that?
Well, I took an earlier flight, I did.
But I was already here.
Yeah, well, I also sneaked in.
Oh, okay. Something's different about your Wayne. Is it your shoes?
No, not wearing any shoes.
You're not wearing any shoes. Is your voice? What happened to your voice? You got a cold? Or?
Well, I was in Australia for at least 5 minutes,
Yeah.
so obviously you pick up the natural cuisine.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
you don't eat, do you? You just take the accent.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so now I'm here with you, I'm starting to...
Oh. That's good. The novelty was starting to wear off anyway, so that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on, what's the silly hats? Don't wear silly hats.
Oh, we don't, no silly hats in the studio. No way.
No
way.
No hats.
No hats whatsoever.
None.
So, I'll take that off as well, because
Yeah, you
it's delicate.
Yeah, you've got to be careful with this sort of thing. Absolutely.
I don't need it to see the audience.
No, because we can't see the audience.
Exactly.
Yeah, like it.
Except these ones, but
Yeah.
they're okay.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
You don't matter. Anyway.
So, we're on to the first topic of biology. It's ecosystems.
Here's ecosystems. And what's that? Well, that's a question we'll ask later.
Yep. Immediately, go back.
Immediately.
Start off with the biosphere first.
Yeah. Things that are a bit bigger than ecosystems are going to go down like a list or a string. So a biosphere is sort of everything from the highest a bird could fly to the bottom weird things at the bottom of the ocean. Everything in the world that's alive.
Yep. And we all live within this biosphere.
It's a sphere.
Within the biosphere is lots of ecosystems.
And this can be things like jungles, forests, rainforests.
Forest without rain, oh, it's just forests.
Yeah, it's just forests.
Mountains,
Mountains.
jungles,
Mountains of trees.
the ocean,
The ocean.
my garden.
Your garden. My My cereal.
Probably not.
Probably not my cereal.
So there's lots of ecosystems, and within ecosystems there's lots of habitats.
Yeah, for example, there's like if the ecosystem was a lake, a habitat would be the top of the lake, maybe for those
Pond skaters.
pond skaters, absolutely.
And then
yeah.
fish, they swim around in it, so that'll be another habitat within the lake.
It would.
Under the floor you get the little worm things that are disgusting under the floor,
Yeah,
and things that live there.
yeah. And all these habitats, and all the animals that live in these habitats make...
A community.
They do make a community.
All of the things within a particular species, within a particular habitat is a population. You mix the population together, you get a community of the overall thing. You can have a community of the habitat, or you can call the community of the entire ecosystem.
You could do that.
So, that's about ecosystems. This is hopefully a revision of GCSE, you discuss these words.
Hopefully, and they need to know some factors that affect each of these.
Yeah, so there's two factors that mainly affect these things.
Yeah.
Why don't polar bears live in my garden?
Or why don't ducks live in mountains?
These are the thoughts
On
on my mind.
Absolutely, he's got it.
He's got it. So,
Yeah.
why don't they? Well, there's factors considering that. Of course, you know it's polar bears like to live on the ice. There's no ice in my garden.
Not yet.
But now we have special words for these kind of
We
things.
do. Two main things, and they're biotic and abiotic. But first, you should write them up.
So let's allocate a list to each person.
Alright,
Okay,
so I'll have biotic.
I'll have abiotic then.
Alright.
Didn't leave me much choice there.
I didn't, but
Well played.
thank you.
So abiotic and biotic factors are the two lists you need to know. You need to know the things in the lists off the top of your head. But firstly, what are the lists?
Well, abiotic is just one of those. It's not, is it?
That's not quite right, is it? No.
Abiotic is things that aren't alive.
Yeah, and there are all the factors that don't live that affect it, and biotic is all the things that are alive that affect it.
Absolutely. So, top of your list, Ren?
Yep, the things you have to know off the top of your head that fall into this category.
Alright, so, top of my head is a hat, and inside the hat there's a light intensity or availability.
Yeah, solar energy.
Solar energy input, because it goes in. This is why lizards don't live in Scandinavia in winter, because they need the sun to give them energy, because they're cold-blooded.
And of course, plants and all flowers require solar energy, as you know, for photosynthesis, so they don't live in ice.
They don't do that.
So, top of my head,
It's also a hat.
climate.
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 That's all to do with things about climbing. It's not. It's something to do with weather and how hot or cold it is.
It's about my mate Clyde.
He's lovely, that guy.
Got anything else on the top of your head?
Actually, can I have a read on top of your head to see if you
Sure,
can...
sure.
Yeah. Oh, a bit of pollution there, wait, a bit of pollution.
Pollution,
Yeah.
of course, things that are really polluted do
That
not
affects-
sustain animals.
Yeah, you remember the Simpsons episode when it was very polluted and the fish had loads of eyes? That was a film Simpsons
Yep.
film, actually, wasn't it?
Of course, that doesn't normally happen, the fish would just
Die, yeah, which is
Sad.
bad.
Eutrophication is bad. What's on top of your head?
I don't know, you read it?
Connecticut's. Connecticut's. Oh, sorry, I'm looking a bit higher,
Yeah.
sorry. Oxygen availability.
Oh, you need that to breathe.
You do.
Alright, today.
Oxygen availability. Things like your enzymes and your cells and all that sort of stuff only work with certain oxygen, and obviously you need to breathe as well.
As well.
Respiring muscles.
I think I'm running out of places to look. Can I look in your ears? I can look into your brain. That might work. That might.
Yep.
Alright, okay, so. I can just see the doorway.
Oh, there's nothing in there.
Oh, but on the door, it says identific factors.
It does.
It does say that. So that's all about things to do with the soil, the minerals in the soil, how fertile it is. It's a really fertile soil. There's loads of worms, and worms are great.
They are great. Yeah.
Another ones live on the bottom of lakes.
They're weird. I
They're
don't like
weird.
them. So can I look into your brain?
Yeah.
Look through. Now I can just see the wall. But on the door, there's also, if you look under edaphic,
Yeah.
there's also catastrophes.
Oh, what a catastrophe! Actually, that's a good thing, isn't it? So catastrophes, they're bad, but something like volcanoes will affect a species population. Perhaps it will kill them all, maybe things like it.
Well, there you go.
There you go. That's abiotic factors.
Now we've got biotic factors. Well, this isn't quite as big.
No, there's quite a lot less of these, and I'll start us off.
Okay.
Predation.
Yep, predation. Probably a word you've heard of. Things eat things to survive. If there's not enough things to eat, eventually you'll run out of things to eat and you yourself would die off.
Yeah.
If you're going after the same food source and one's better adapted to catching the food source, the other species is going to die off, isn't it?
It is, and that brings us to our next one,
Yep.
which is competition.
Competition.
Yeah.
Which again is all about the fight for a thing, but it can be between all of the species, and competition you probably heard of as well. Predation is an example of a thing between two species where it only benefits one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You can get things which benefit both species when they fight over a thing, and that's mutualistic, or mutualism. I need blue.
You need blue, sorry about that.
That's okay. So mutualism is when it benefits both the species involved, so
like the good bacteria in your gut.
Yep, and you see the little fish that go underneath the sharks.
And clean them, yeah?
Yeah, they
That'd be
clean
mutualistic, so shark like being clean.
Yep, and when the shark chews, it's not very good at chewing, things go everywhere, the fish can eat the leftovers that the shark doesn't mind, so they both benefit from being with each other.
And predation also includes stuff like parasites.
Yep, they're obviously the parasite's benefiting because it's surviving, it lays eggs, whatever the particular parasite does. The thing it bites or lays eggs in often
doesn't do so well, absolutely. So these are our factors.
Yep.
Leads us on to a final thing that affects ecosystem, and that's us.
Yes.
And that's got a special name.
Edanophenonic.
I think it's anthropogenic.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
Anthropogenic factors. I'm not trying to spell it. Should I spell it?
No.
You might know how to spell it, maybe know how to spell it. They might just ask you what it is, and that's when people interfere. So our cities, deforestation of things is affecting where animals' habitat.
That can be biotic or abiotic. Us eating things would be an example of biotic, it's predation.
Mm-hmm.
Us putting chemicals into a lake and causing eutrophication would be an example of abiotic.
Absolutely.
Deforestation, house building, as Triff just said.
And all that stuff.
So the next video is about succession, so check that out if you don't know what you're chatting. We don't know what we're chatting yet, so we'll see you there.
Absolutely. Why are we wearing hats?
I don't know, it's a thing though.